Hey there guys, Next Strike here, back again for another video, and today we're going to be talking about Batman's 75th anniversary, which is this year, and all that entails, and all the things we can expect to see and happen. So, Batman being my favorite superhero of all time, it's really no surprise I'd be talking about Batman yet again on my channel, but notably he has a lot of good storylines, a lot of good movies, a lot of good video games, and he's just an overall really awesome character that I personally can relate to, and I really like him, so yeah, Batman's awesome, and that's my little dedication to Batman. He really doesn't need a big introduction, so, let his actions speak for themselves. But what can we expect for Batman's 75th anniversary? Well, there's quite a bit to expect. If you guys haven't been looking into it recently, I'm sure most of it's, it's already circulated around the web, and I've already discussed probably most of these already in videos somewhere before, but let's start off with the comic book, since that's where Batman originally came from. Of course, the first one, which I believe just came out, that or it is still in the works, I think it might have just come out, is Batman Detective Comics issue 20, I think it's 27. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is 27. Yes, it is. Detective Comics 27, which is going to have a lot of famous people who have worked on Batman in the past in comic books, doing a lot of random short stories, I'm assuming. It's going to be a really big issue. It's even going to have Frank Miller do, I think, a spread or something. I've never really liked Frank Miller's art too much, but hey, whatever. But anyway, yeah, he did contribute to the Batman mythos, of course. We all know that All-Star Batman and Robin was, the greatest story of all time. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think Detective Comics 27 is definitely on my list to get. Sorry, my chair just made a little noise, but yeah, Detective Comics 27 is going to be a really good book, I would say, and of course it has my favorite comic writer, Scott Snyder, so of course I'm going to get it. There's just too many comic books to get this year, man. It's just crazy. Anyway, that's always kind of the story. So aside from Detective Comics 27, we've also, let's see, what other comic books? Oh yes, Batman Eternal, which is written by, again, a lot of the big comic writers for Batman at the time, with Scott Snyder being at the charge, and it's going to focus on two characters that have been pretty much neglected, or one of them didn't even really exist in the New 52, which is Tim Drake, Red Robin, and Stephanie Brown, the Spoiler, or Batgirl in some versions. And I think that's really cool because Tim Drake is one of my favorite characters, and the New 52 completely just bent him over and gave him some, because quite frankly, New 52 Tim Drake is really not the same Tim Drake at all, and it sucks. So thank you. Thank you, Scott Lobdell. Thank you once again. I hate Scott Lobdell, in case you guys didn't know. If you don't know who that is, feel free to look at his work, and then you'll understand, oh yeah, that guy. Anyway, so yeah, I think that book's going to be really awesome, and I would recommend checking it out if you're a Batman fan, because it's going to focus on the big Bat family. Now, I don't know how much of that's going to entail. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be even the more obscure ones like Batwing, Batwoman, maybe the little magic guy. I don't remember his name. The one, well, whatever. The Batmite, I think is his name. Yeah. But yeah, it could probably focus on all of them. Who knows? We'll just have to see what happens. Hopefully Nightwing will be in it, because I have yet to see any sign of Nightwing at all. And hopefully that's Forever Evil does not kill him or make him a different person, or change his hair blonde, because darn it, I like Dick Grayson. So leave him alone, DC. Alright, going off from comic books, we also have the possibility, well, actually, before we get to the possibilities, let me just go over all the things that we already know are going to happen. We also have two animated Batman films that are going to come out, called Son of Batman and Batman Assault on Arkham. Now, Son of Batman is based on the Grant Morrison story Batman and Son, which is where Damian Wayne, who is, well, not in the best of shape right now, gets introduced and, of course, later becomes a Robin. So I think that's a pretty cool story to do, which would also mean that Tim Drake could potentially be in it, which is cool because I don't think Tim Drake's ever been in an animated film before. So, cool. Since we've already gotten two of the biggest Robins, Nightwing and Red Hood in animated form, I think it'd be cool to get the other two. So, anyway, aside from that, which should be a pretty good story, we also have Batman Assault on Arkham, which is going to take place in the same universe as the Batman Arkham video game franchise, which needs no introduction because it's really awesome, and I'm ignoring Batman Arkham Origins because that stained the franchise. Sorry, I know some of you like it. It was fairly good, but it was so buggy and so just meh. All the side quests sucked, and it was just kind of a bare bones experience for me. I didn't really like it that much, but hey. So yeah, Batman Assault on Arkham. I don't know if they're gonna get Kevin Conroy to voice Batman. That would be cool though. And it would actually be kind of weird if they didn't. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about that, but we'll see what they do with Batman Assault on Arkham. And then of course, moving from animated film to live film, I will probably speculate that we're gonna see some live action Batman from the Batman vs Superman, because Ben Affleck, we all know he's Batman, so it's only a matter of time before we see some pictures and footage. So that'd be really cool to get this year on the 75th, and hopefully it doesn't suck and just totally slap Batman's 75th in his face, which would be really bad. We also have the return of Batman Beyond to the animated front, where he is going to be in a DC animated short, I believe, which I was kind of disappointed because when I first heard that, I thought that it was going to be a part of some 75th animated short like they did for Superman, but I think it's just going to be like that, so nah, that could be good. We'll just have to see. If they're making it such a big deal, I guess it would have to be good, right? So yeah, Terry McGinnis finally going to be back in animated form after not being in it since Justice League Unlimited, and that is a crime because he is awesome. Although honestly, they wrapped up the continuity pretty good and they kept it safe, so that way no one could really screw it up too bad, even though it's still getting played with to this day, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but overall, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini and all those guys did a really awesome job with Batman Beyond, and it's always good to see Terry back because he is definitely underrated. Despite his massive popularity and cult following, he still deserves a lot more. So aside from that, I'm trying to think of what else Batman is going to have this year. I mean, as you can see, he's got quite a bit going on for him as it is. We also, I guess going into the speculation side of this, we also have the possibility of a 75th anniversary animated film, which is what Superman got. And honestly, yeah, I would say so. I would say that is very likely, and that would be extremely cool. Now, it would be interesting to see how they're going to do that, because not to say that Superman doesn't have any important stories or anything, but to me, Batman has seemed to have a lot more that have gotten a huge cult following as opposed to Superman, especially these probably past 2, 3, 4 decades. Batman's gotten quite a bit of good storytelling. So, I mean, gosh, like Killing Joke, which I think is a bit overrated. I like the Joker origin. Aside from that, kind of a meh encounter with Batman and Joker. Not to say it's a bad story, though. I do own it, by the way, so you can say as you will. Let's see, we've also got Under the Red Hood. We've got Nightfall. All the Scott Snyder stories are excellent. I mean, what can you say about that? You've got the Frank Miller stuff, which of course would be in there. I mean, gosh, the list goes on. Batman has so many good stories. It's not even funny, And then there's all the ones where he's important in the Justice League. So, hey, it could go on forever. And then you've also got to take notoriety to all of his animated series, mainly Batman the Animated Series, which is awesome, in case you didn't know. Then you've got all of his video games you got to pay homage to, which Superman, see, he never really had a good video game, but Batman has. So, that would be interesting to see. And, yeah, we'll just have to see. Yeah, they'd also have to pay homage to live action, so they would. Seeing as how Batman has had more films than Superman, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think he has had more, so they have to do the Adam West stuff. They have to do the Tim Burton stuff. They can skip over the Joel Schumacher. No one gives a crap about that. And they could do the Christopher Nolan, and then of course they could do Ben Affleck at the ending, kind of like they did with Henry Cavill as the Superman Man of Steel. So that'd be really cool. I really hope they do that, because I enjoyed the Superman one. And they could use they could do several themes. They could do the one from the original Batman film. Well, not the original, but the one that's just called Batman. Came out in '89. That'd be a pretty good theme to use. They could use the Christopher Nolan one, or perhaps a new theme from Hans Zimmer, Batman vs. Superman. I don't know. I like the theme thing that they did, though. It was pretty cool. And then, of course, for other speculations, we also have the fact that Bruce Timm has yet to come out and say what big project he's working on, and he has stated before that he wants to do Batman animated series once again, so Maybe. I really hope so, because gosh, I didn't like Boy the Batman. I know a lot of other people didn't. Not to say it's a crime if you did, but I didn't personally like it. So I'd like a traditional Batman once again, because we haven't really had a traditional one to my knowledge since Batman the Animated Series. They've always been like weird things, like the Batman. Everyone looked weird. Not to say it was really a bad show. Brave and the Bold was campy. It was true classic Batman, just not actual modern continuity Batman. And just the other ones, just not to my memory. We've had a normal Batman in quite some time, so it'd be cool to go back to that. And of course, we also have the 2014 Batman Arkham game coming out, which, yeah, it's rumored, but come on, it's gonna come out, guys. It's gonna come out. They've been working on it for a couple of years. Kevin Conroy confirmed he's voiced it, so hey, come on, it's gonna come out. Relax. And I'm going to say it's going to be called Batman Arkham World, considering the Joker called it that in 2011 in the Spike Game Show Awards, until they change the title. So we'll see. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Quite a bit to say about Batman 75th. He deserves it. He's an awesome character. And yeah, what do you guys think about Batman 75th? Any thoughts, concerns, comments? Let me know below. And that's all for now. Catch you guys later.